Welcome to another video. We are TamJayTalkz, as you all know. It's been a while since we have a talk show, but today we're going to be talking about ways in which the social services can take away your child or your children.
Yeah, the reasons
Why.
social
Yes.
services could take away your children.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that today. And
you're going to be anchoring this episode.
Right, I'll try. Yes, so my background is from the Caribbean and John is from Nigeria. So come together and we are in the middle in the UK, England precisely. The laws in our countries are different, or we do things differently both here and back in Nigeria and back in Jamaica. So the UK laws here, the first one out on our list is abuse, physical abuse, right? I will start with...
Sorry, let me cut you. You said the UK law, one is abuse. Is that no, one of the reason why the social services could take away your child or children?
Yes.
The first one you have down is an abuse, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Abuse.
I just want to make that clear. So,
yes. Sorry about that. Yes. So the first one we have is abuse, and that is physical abuse. So back in Jamaica, I will use Jamaica because that is where I'm from. Yeah. When I was growing up as a child, they will beat you anyhow.
What do you mean anyhow?
Anyhow. You could be misbehaving on the road and an elderly will see you and they know your parents and they would wipe you because you did something wrong, and they would wipe you and send you home. You dare not go home and complain. Okay. They will give you another wiping, right?
Okay.
Here you cannot do that. You can't hit a child. You'll be in trouble. You can't do that. If you misbehave at home, they will wipe you anyhow. You cannot do that here.
Wipe say wipe.
They would wipe you anyhow. Yes, you can't do that here. Jad, continue.
All right. Okay. In Nigeria, the same way of raising kids apply, just like you specified. In Nigeria, it is a general understanding that you're not the only person that gave birth to that child. The community is also a parent.
Yes.
That is in correcting that child.
Yes.
Meaning, when a child misbehaves, someone in that community that knows you can correct that child, either by whooping, using a cane, to correct that child. And that child will understand, and that child, like you said, cannot go back home to the parents and report that parent. Report that
adult person,
that corrected him or her. So here, that is not the case. Here is being termed abuse, right? Abuse, right? And that is the way most of us grew, or that is what we grew up with, understanding or having that way, or having that mind of this is how you have to correct your child when he or she has misbehaved or stepped out of the line. Well, coming here and happily married now, so a beautiful and lovely wife, and with kids, blessed with kids. At first, it used to be the kids when they were growing up, they're still quite young. Correcting them, I'll be like, my parents, well, my dad corrected me, he dealt with me, right? So, but not to the extent of it being like, beating. No. He used the word because we saw in the movie Then one movie, I don't remember the title. So I'll give you VIP treatment. So I still use that. I tell my kid, I'll give you VIP treatment. VIP treatment means to give them VIP treatment, correct them, you know. So, and at some point, my wife told me that you don't have to be doing this. This can be, they can escalate this and it can result to something different, something else. I said, but you don't have to. I said to her that, I know how to raise my kids. You don't have to tell me, you know. But at the end of the day, I start understanding the system, from how and experiences from people, how they corrected their children, and the children went to school. From that correction they got from their parents, and these children somehow became withdrawn into the school activities. The teachers, however, knew, and this was investigated and escalated to social services. So, we have good intention of correcting our children based on how we were raised, but getting here, I saw that things are different. Their laws here is different. They apply different laws. So, how have we been able to keep off from that and implement a new way of correcting them?
Alternative punishment.
Alternative punishment.
Alternative punishment. We know our kids. We know what they love. And in this time and age, gadgets.
Okay.
They love gadgets, right? So when you tell your child, okay, you do your chores before you play, and you give them time, and you notice what you tell them to do, it is still undone, you simply take away their gadgets. They love it. And by the time you take away that gadget, you see how fast they go and do what you tell them to do, right? They do what you tell them to do quickly. So they will know the next time, Mommy is going to take away my iPad. Daddy's going to take away my iPad. My TV time, I will lose my TV time. I can't go on computer anymore. They'll just be they don't want that.
No.
They don't want that.
Let me quickly butt in again. Right. So the first thing, from me correcting them after learning to, improvise, right? I will call whoever misbehave amongst the kids. Yeah, I have a quiet time with them. So this is what I do: sit with them in a quiet space and talk to them.
Yeah.
So I talk to them first. This is what you did. This is what you did was wrong. What do you think? Oh, Daddy, at first they will hesitate. Well, I don't think it was wrong. I don't think but I'll explain things. And if I try that method, it didn't work, then I'll now go to the next level, which is what she just explained about taking their gadget off them.
Yeah.
That thing that they love, take it from them. Then you see that their face will change. You can tell that, this is how we correct our kids. It might not apply necessarily to every home. You understand? For this is my experience, because what the plan is, they still get corrected, but the plan is you have to try as much as possible to see how you can do this so that things does not result to inviting social services to your house.
That's it. I get my fair share of beating, I know, but we this is modern time now. Yeah, things change. So we have to learn. Yes, there are other ways that we can do this thing.
Even sometimes we use some terms that we don't really mean, which are I've also used it too. I'll break your head. There's this scenario.
I'll put you in soup.
Oh my God. My second daughter, I told her I was going to put her in soup. I will put you in soup. So I overheard her asking her elder sister, Daddy said he was going to put me in soup. Is he really going to put me in soup? I heard, I was like, I laughed. So I called her and I explained things to her. I really didn't mean soup, boiling soup.
Yeah.
Hey, but that was what you said. I said, yeah. That is what I said, but it doesn't really mean, that is just like a figure of speech. Yeah, so we don't really, meaning, yeah, I'm upset with what you did.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Yes.
You know. Yeah, I had to quickly curb it that way, because if she didn't get an answer from an explanation, that she might take to school, you know.
That would be a different story.
Of course, the teacher will hear boiling soup. What is that? Oh, there's another. I told you of a colleague where I worked before. This guy, I don't know what he had with the police. So they came to his house, and I don't know what they were looking for. So he told us at work that after they searched, they went to his kitchen and they saw this big pot on his stove. They said she opened it. When they opened it, they saw red stuff inside. They said, "What's that?" They said, "It's food, soup. Very red." "What do you mean soup?" They tasted it. "What? Taste it?" He put his hand and tasted it.
To confirm that
it's food. So you see that these people, they reason differently. My daughter could have gone to school and said, "My dad said was going to put me in soup," and that might be a red flag. Ten. So that is that, guys.
All right. So
avoid that.
We move on to the second one. Exposure to domestic violence. Domestic violence, as in the child would witness the parent or family member fighting each other, beating up on each other, cursing each other, using words that children are supposed to hear. So those are things that come under domestic violence. So that can affect the child.
Okay. With that can make the child withdrawn.
Yes.
See, when we're having, couples have misunderstanding
all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Couples have misunderstanding. So what we have learned to do is we don't fight physically. We don't
fight.
Physically.
Why would we fight?
I'm strong.
We don't fight.
Anyways.
But we have misunderstandings.
We have misunderstandings.
Yes.
Right? Now, and we don't do it in front of the children. Right? Sometimes I'm pissed, I'm upset. And we'll just calm.
Me too.
Right? We'll just calm. So when they are away, maybe in school, or in bed, right? We come and we lock ourselves up somewhere and we trash it out. Yeah, that is what we do to prevent them from seeing that, because that is like a seed.
You're planting in them.
And in turn, this could affect them mentally. And when they get to school or in the public, what they've experienced, they start expressing it.
They display it.
Yeah. And especially when it's in school.
Yes.
They might turn out to be a violent person. Right? And this can also raise a red flag.
Yeah. Because it's what they used to at home. So anything happened to them at school, a child might even step on their toe, mistakenly step on their toe, and they're ready to fight. Yeah, that anger,
use
that temper.
Word. Yeah.
Yes.
You can tell even outside. Sometimes in a public space, you see kids
Yes.
using
Yes.
F words and all that. I believe
Exactly.
they learn that from their parents,
Yeah.
back from home, you know.
From
So
home.
yeah. So domestic violence, right?
Domestic violence.
Yes. So parents should try as much as possible to see how they can avoid displaying such in front of their children. Yeah, in front of their children, because they said raise up the kid in the way they should go. So when they are old, they won't depart from it. That's what the Bible said.
Yes.
So if your child is what you make of that child. Yeah. So not just to avoid social services, but also to make a better person, to make that child a better person in the public, in the society, so it can impact the society positively. You know, it's a seed that is what you plant in the child. That is how the child will grow to become.
Yeah.
Right. So that's that for my own end.
Okay. And the next one we've got here is,
how many points have we got anyway?
4. Just 4.
Okay.
The next one is neglect. Yes. And that's like, okay, you have your children. It's the parents' responsibility to make sure that the children are well fed, well kept, they are going to school, they shower, they clean up themselves properly, the uniform, they look presentable. Yes, on a whole, look presentable, ear fixed nicely and all of that. We have to make sure that they look presentable when they are going out to school. So your children, they represent you, and you don't want the teacher to be looking, this child is smelly, or the ear is not combed,
Or
the
not
ear is
looking
not
healthy.
yes,
Yeah.
well fed at home and all of that. We have to make sure. Yeah, sometimes parents, they are running after shift. They think that the child or the children can look after themselves, but they need parental supervision. You tell them, oh, go and brush your teeth. You have to make sure when you finish, oh, let me see your tongue, let me see your teeth. You have to do all of that. Let me see your ears, to make sure that they look after themselves. Make sure they put deodorant under their armpits and all of that. Shower properly. And that sometimes
because these are things that
they
also look out for in school, the teachers.
you can't leave them up to be caring for themselves. You have to supervise them.
Most parents, right, they run after shifts.
Don't have time to look after their children.
They don't have time, and some of them, they even go to the extent of leaving the kids by themselves in the house.
By themselves.
Yeah, running after. Money is good. Yeah, make it when you can and while you can, rather, but put things in place. Put things in place. Running after shift, then you leaving that child. There's a lot of stories here.
Yeah,
there are situations. Want to say something?
You might think that you can leave your child by themselves, but for crying out loud, as I always say, back home is different from here. You can tell, back home sometimes they have big, many houses in one compound. And you can say, oh, Jean, look after so and so. When she just let her go to dress up and go to school, and that will be okay. But the thing about it is,
you can never have a family member.
Yes,
looking after
you cannot leave your child unattended. Yeah, I think is when they are 12 or something, you can't probably leave a child. Maybe if you are going to the shop or so, you can leave them. But you can't leave children to be looking after children.
No.
You can't leave children to look after children.
There's this case that we heard when this lady actually left her kids. Remember that story? When she left her son and she went to work.
Okay, yes,
you told me this. You shared that with them.
Okay, so it's a case whereas the lady, she used to leave her son. I think the boy was about 7 or so, and she would go to work in the evening. So this boy, he was tired of being alone by himself, and sometimes he would go out to play with the children of there. And he would tell his friend, my mom, because he didn't want to be by himself.
You know,
The mom
kids don't lie.
So
They just
he would tell the boy,
Mm.
my mom is always leaving me, and I'm tired of it. I don't like it. The boy told him, you can call is it 111 or 911, whatever social service, and she will stop. And she have to stop. She have to stop
So how did she
because
stop?
once the influence come in, you have to stop. The boy told the mom.
The boy was nice.
Yes, the boy told the mom, and she have to stop because she didn't want for them to take the child away from her.
And
So she have to stop.
Another thing is that when they take your child from you, ooh,
it's not easy to get them back.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's
you
not
have to go
easy.
through different process, and sometimes you might not get them back, and sometimes it takes years
to get them back.
So you don't want to put yourself in that situation.
So just do the right thing.
They don't want to. Because I know of a family. Let me not go into that. Yes, all right.
There are so much examples we can give, but we will take the whole time. We don't want to be going into on.
Yeah. So neglect.
The last.
Right.
So that's neglect, and we're coming down to the last one now, and that is parental substance abuse. We're talking about the parent taking drug, alcohol, and any one of those substances,
and become addicted to it,
and so that they can't even look at the parent. They can't even look after themselves. Yeah, and the child is there seeing all of that. They might hate it. The child might become ashamed of their parent. Oh, I can't believe that's my mom. I can't believe that's my dad. You don't want your child to be seeing any of that, and it will also have an effect on the child.
Right. When parents become addicted to such substance, they cannot properly.
They're not themselves.
They cannot properly give that adequate care to their children because they can't even care for themselves.
That's it.
So parents don't need to get into that because there's, for instance, there's this story of this lady, right, that was pregnant with a child, and she was taking drugs.
Okay.
Right, you remember that story? She was taking drugs, and eventually she gave birth, and they took that child from her because they saw it fit that she won't be able to look after that baby.
Yeah.
So
and
the social service just at birth, they took the child.
Yeah, they took the child, and the child was an addict. The child was born an addict.
Yeah.
So just imagine, innocent child. You gave birth to a child, and the child is already an addict.
Yeah, because when the child was in the tummy, was getting that substance.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the child behaved some funny way. The child was already an addict as a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they took the child. The social services took the child.
And we don't want to get into such situation or such condition.
Yeah.
So we have to try as much as possible to stay clear from this. I mean, you guys have heard, I think, the 4 points that we gave.
Yeah.
And one thing I should also say is that abuse. Yeah. You're right. The first point you gave.
Okay.
Abuse. Sometimes parents tend to talk down on their children. Maybe in the case of maybe they don't do well in school, or they're not where you want them to be academically. Then, you are mad at them. They're not good enough. See, your friend got A's, that, and you start talking down at your children. And sometimes you even use some funny language or you criticize them.
Yeah.
And this child become so withdrawn that they're no longer confident in themselves. They're not even comfortable in the environment anymore where you are. That is the house, right? It only will take some time, right?
Yeah.
Because their teachers, they observe children too. They observe their children. Yeah. So, and when they see this, they ask questions.
Yeah.
And when they ask questions, the children, they don't lie.
Talk.
They will talk. And when they talk, and the investigation is done, and you are guilty, my brother, my sister, I wish you all the best. I'm telling you. So you just have to be careful. So let's try as much as possible to stay away, stay clear from all this. You might have spent a lot of time, years in this place, but try as much as possible to let go of that way, because there are different laws.
That's it.
Yeah, so there are laws here, you stick to it and look for a way around alternative to raise your kids properly.
Yes.
You know, at the end of the day, they'll still come out good children.
Of course.
Yeah. Though, I mean, we are here today, despite the way we were raised, we didn't turn out bad. Yeah.
That's it.
But that era it has evolved now.
That's
so
it, yeah.
This is a new era. So that's it.
And the thing about it is, just look back in yourself. I mean, you gave birth to these children. Yeah, you gave birth to them. And I'm sure it was never in anybody's mind, or someone who have right mind, to think that they have the child and just would turn their back on that child, allow social services to take your child away. I don't think you would want that, or it ever come to your mind. So you know what to do, not for that not to happen to you and your child or your children.
And if you don't know, this video is for you.
It's for you. So just do it. Yeah. That's it. Just do it. Just do it. You have them already. So just look after them. Yeah. Remember, they weren't asked to be here.
Yeah, money is good. Money is good.
Yeah.
Go after money. Like, yeah,
in the right way.
In the right way. You know, in the right way.
Yes.
So, any more?
No, that's it for today, guys. I hope you find this video useful. Maybe you have children of your own. You've got nieces, nephews, friends, and family members that got children. You can share the video with them. There's a lot of information we've given you, you know. So share the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Right. Like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you very much, and leave a comment in the comment section.
Yes.
Let's hear if you have any story, or if you've experienced such. Just say something.
Yes, we'd like to hear from you.
We'd like to hear from you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
Till next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.